And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another stadium review or racetrack review, actually. But it is also a stadium. Well, under my categorization, it's a stadium. This is of the Galesburg Speedway. And if you saw the vlog a few days ago, you probably saw this coming. It's a review of Galesburg Speedway in Galesburg, Michigan. Down more in the southwest corner of the state. Well, closer to the center of the state, I guess, too. But it's a small little quarter-mile track. I'm going to say it's quarter-mile. It looked like it was quarter-mile. If it's longer than that, call me out in the comments. I don't care. It looked like a quarter-mile. It raced like a quarter-mile. So, there you go. But yeah, we went down there recently for some Saturday night short track racing, full moon Saturday night short track racing, which was pretty cool. And I got a lot of thoughts, so let's just jump right into it, shall we? First off, I got to give a credit to the track setting. Some tracks, they, like I-96 Speedway and some other tracks, a very open area, which is fine. But I like the kind of quaintness that you got with the forest. Not really a forest, but like the woods around the track. Like, it's mostly surrounded by trees or grandstands. There's a little open area in turn 3, but not really. But it's like bushes too, which is became an interesting question for me, because it's like, yeah, it's nice for nature. It's like a natural barrier to protect the fans and keep the cars from going way off course. But if a car catches fire, do they have protective measures against that? Are they plastic plants? I didn't get to verify that. Maybe they are. But it is cool. You have the bushes as a nice runoff barrier, and the trees and whatnot. So I don't know. I just very much more calm feeling to it, which I liked. No real merch for the track, though they do sell old NASCAR diecasts and other merchandise like that, which I thought was cool. Not many places do that anymore, but this place still does. So I thought about making a purchase. I didn't end up pulling the trigger on anything, but I did take a look at it, and I think a lot of the people would decide to make a purchase because it wasn't super expensive. Had some cool quality stuff. If you're looking for some cheap NASCAR diecast while you're out having a good night at the track, it's a good way to do it. Another thing that I really liked is the concessions were cheap, which you don't see at all quarter-mile tracks anymore, let alone all stadiums anymore, or any other track. It was like $2-3 for everything. Pop was $1. They had ice cream. It's like $1, $2. Which is great, because it makes it more affordable. The get-in price is $15 for a public ticket, which is on par with other tracks. But then, like, the concession prices make it a lot more affordable, which, like, other tracks like Oregon Oil Speedway have a lot higher prices for their concessions, which makes sense if they're outsourcing it. This seems like a more homegrown stuff. Not homegrown, but like, it's not a big company dealing with the concessions. It's, the people running this track that do the concessions. So they can make it cheaper, and I think that makes it just a lot more affordable to the consumer, especially in this day and age. So, and overall, the vibes of the track, I'd say, just were very family friendly, surprisingly calm. There were some rowdy fans, and there was a lot of people smoking and drinking, but you get that at every racetrack. I wasn't fazed by it at all or caught off guard in any way. But I thought it was just like a night. The staff seemed really nice, and it's just like calm environment. Nobody ever got like super rowdy, except for the end, when that one guy was getting really mad at the guy who won the race because he did what he needed to do to win the race. I mean, but you get those kind of people everywhere. Overall, more family friendly environment. people there actually respected the family section, except for one lady, but she left pretty fast, so either she got kicked out or she said, fuck it, we're moving somewhere else. But they respected the family section and abided by the rules, which you wouldn't think is something that you would need to appreciate as much at any venue, but quarter-mile tracks across the state, a lot of people don't recognize the family section as the rules for no drinking or smoking, and especially with the smoking, but here they do. So that was nice. I was also very interested with the how the track, how drivers raced the track. With quarter-mile tracks, the flat ones, yes, but also like the banked ones. This one had a bit of slight banking to it. You would go for the low line. But I saw a lot of drivers, particularly in this night. I've seen it at other tracks too, but I took notice of it here for a big part of it, is because they were utilizing the high line, or like a middle of the track, more than the bottom, and it was working. But they really had to fight for it, which was something that I was very interested with, because I feel like most drivers, after a few laps of trying a high line, would give up. But a lot of these drivers tried for 5, 10, sometimes even more than that, 15 laps. And a lot of times, as long as there wasn't a lot of cautions or they didn't get ran out of the way, they made it work and they were able to make the pass for the win, which was surprising. I like that though with this track, that drivers can show that like patience and tenacity can pay off, and you can get good runs and you can make the big moves. And there wasn't a lot of crazy crashes either. Some were more aggressive than others, but I thought in comparison to other short track races that I've been to, it wasn't super a lot of carnage, not a lot of chaos. The racing was over pretty fast. I think it was like a little over 3 hours we were there, which wasn't terribly long. It was a good length for what there was. But again, there wasn't any crazy crashes. Everybody kind of, there's a lot of beating and banging, sliding out of the way, getting loose, bumping people. But there wasn't a super high amount of cautions. And everybody, for the most part, I think, as far as you can go with short track racing, respected each other. Because, there's some level of aggressiveness and stuff with a short track race. But I think in general, it was pretty good here. So that was nice to see. But yeah, that was it. Fun time. If you're in the area and you're looking for something fun to do, I would recommend going here. They have fun trivia too. They gave out a Wendy's coupon and won a Subway coupon, so there was that too. So if you're looking for some coupons to reimburse your ticket to the race or races, that's how you do it, I guess. So, but yeah, that's all I gotta really say. My final score for the Galesburg Speedway, I can give it a 6.5, 7. I'll give it a 7. I enjoyed it. Nothing really super standout, but as far as a fun night out seeing some short track racing, it was a good place to go. You can see some good racing. Not super intense. It was a hot night, so that probably didn't help, but I liked it. So I had a good time. I think Ann and Eli also had a good time, which was nice. So it's fun when we all have a good time. Anyways, this is going to do it for this review. If you've ever been to the Galesburg Speedway, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Is the Highline Groove thing a new thing with short tracks, the quarter miles or the 3/8 miles or whatever? Is that a new thing? Or is that just something people are adapting to? Has it always been a thing? I'd love to know that as well in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for this video as well, so stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more stadium reviews. Yes, eventually I will go to more stadiums. I've been very busy and will continue to be very busy, so I don't know how many I'll get to, but I will get to some more in due time. So until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.